Okay, let me respond. So, Kewana, when you came to my house, you told me about a birthday party, right? You told me about a birthday party, and you told me it was Annette's sister daughter and Shannon's daughter. That's what you told me about what happened at the birthday party. You didn't tell me about nothing else. You told me about the birthday party. I said, let me call Annette's sister and let me see if I can get this story verified before I go on Facebook with it, right? So I told you, I said, well, Kewana, I did talk to her and her daughter did verify the story. I said, well, I'm going to go on Facebook with it. You said, go ahead, because you know I don't do that social media. Do your thing. You know I don't care about none of that. So that's how I went to social media. So I don't understand when you're saying I'm trying to get credit because I just did one little post. I did several posts about it. I mean, no, I told everybody I didn't go to the police. If y'all went to the police and if y'all went to CPS and they didn't do nothing, my little stuff it wasn't going to do nothing either. So that's why we went to social media about it. So as far as Mark D contacted Roxy and asked her to be on his show. She didn't go ask him to be on his show. He asked her. So you and Janelle both said y'all don't do social media. And we discussed why we brought Roxy into it because she said she would do the social media part of it. So it just sounds like you're basically on some hating stuff. That's what it sounds like to me. You're hating. Because if you don't do social media and Janelle don't do social media and she got it on social media, what's the fucking problem? And then
Can
you
I
talking about,
respond?
hold on, I'm not done. And then you talking about, oh, y'all was rocking with Shannon and them. We wasn't rocking with Shannon and them. How was she rocking with Shannon and them and she way in Texas? I got a job. I don't see them every day like that. I work. I be over the road and stuff. So you're lying. I just don't understand why you're trying to make us look so bad. It's going to backfire on your ass. I promise you it is. Like it already has. And the only reason why you went on Miss Parker and Mocha Unfiltered is because you seen that defamation thing I put out there. And you first thing you thought, oh, they ain't fucking with Kenya. So let's go on there. And that shit backfired on you, didn't it? They ate you up. See, because if people really go back and look at all the interviews you did, they will see each and every lie you done told. See, because you keep saying different shit. So you mad. You mad because Roxy went on social media, something you and Janelle said y'all didn't want to do, to expose the story. Oh, and when I was on social media about it, it was about Annette's sister, daughter, and Janaya. It wasn't about Naziah because you didn't say nothing about Naziah. And even let me go to prove this part, right? So that one broadcast job y'all was on, you and Janelle, and you was like, yeah, because it was all three of them. It was all three of them. And Janelle was like, yeah. And then about 10 minutes after that, Janelle said, oh, yeah, the two. Yeah, I caught that one. The two kids you told me about. So as far as Naziah, there was nothing to say about Naziah because you didn't say Naziah was included in that stuff. You left her out because we know that you're a gatekeeper. We know that you like to try to be in control. Just like I asked you for Vari's number when you told me he was out on the streets and you never gave it to me. And then you told me, oh, he keep calling me from different numbers. So I'll let him know though. I said, Kewana, next time he call you, just go get him and bring him here so he can go to school from my house. He can stay here. But did you ever do that? No, you didn't. He didn't have to be on the street because I told you he could have stayed with me. But you mad because she went and did searches. Because she wouldn't try to find Naziah. Because she got people out there to help her search for Naziah. Regardless of what the police said, she still tried. She still tried. And don't let Janelle line ass up because she ain't going to do nothing but back up Kewana. So I don't even want to hear her. I'm going to click off because she's the biggest liar. And the girl's supposed to be educated.
Let me just read her comment. Janelle says, Kenya, I told you about the party too.
Janelle, yeah, you told me about the birthday party. The two kids, Janelle, we had one conversation. And then when I tried to call you back, You wouldn't answer your phone. And I pay Verizon. I pay a Verizon bill so I can print my bill off. You wouldn't answer your phone. And I called you back several times because you know you had to stay loyal to Kewana lying ass.
Now, let me just say this, y'all, because I did. This is a demonstration for Kenya. Kenya. So I gotta ask her. Do you want me to let Janelle up?
I ain't fucking with Janelle because Janelle is too in
She know
touch
the truth
with
about to come out.
fucking with Kewana. And Kewana and Janelle, they stick together. They're a team of
So
bullshit.
is you and your daughter
Girl, bad. I'm so sick of you, Kiwana.
that you hate.
I'm so sick of you, Kiwana. I'm
I'm
so
sick of
sick of
you.
you.
You like a
Sick of you
virus.
and your
You like a
lies.
disease. We
Get
still talking
your
about
life together.
Nazaya. We still talking
Get your
about
life
Nazaya.
together and take your
Are we
medication.
talking about Nazaya? Can I speak? Can you
Get
mute
your
her
life
now?
together
Let
and
me
take your
Wait a
respond.
minute.
medication.
Let
Let me
me let me
respond.
let me slide in. Let me just say this. All right. Now we got all of this, right? Do Kenya and Kiwana, do y'all think that y'all can move past this for the sake of Nazai?
Can I respond though, Shank, to a lot of the stuff she just said
Come on,
before I
come on,
forget?
come on, come on.
And
And then
then
I'm
when
gonna
she
come
dropped
back to that
down,
question. Come on.
when she dropped down, if she, I don't understand why she don't want Janelle up, but Janelle has the truth to tell because Kenya's lying. She's talked to multiple family members that told her it was all three of the girls. Janelle and a whole nother cousin was on three-way call with Kenya. And they told, and that's what Janelle want to talk about. That's why she don't want Janelle to come up because she knows she had that conversation with more than just me. So now, if you say I didn't tell
No,
you,
no, ma'am.
I'm talking now. Hush, ma'am.
No, ma'am. You
Please.
lying.
Can
No,
you? Can
ma'am.
she hush now? I'm
Let her
speaking.
speak, Kenya. Let her speak.
I'm
I'm gonna let you
speaking
Okay.
to
come in.
Kenya.
All right.
And so
Good.
I just want to go back. I just want to go back. First of all, I want to talk about this party. I was never at a party, okay, when it came to the party that those girls was at. I want to clarify that because people keep thinking that I was at this party. Also, people are trying to say that I knew since 2013 and I didn't. I don't have a reason to lie about that. I said when I found out, and that was in 2022. Janelle said when she found out. Regardless of when we found out, we both did something about it upon finding out. And that should be all that matters. That really should be all that matters. Now, she said that I only went to Mocha and Miss Parker when we seen the defamation of character. That is a lie. I am the one that told the other girl that you claim I gave all this info to about Mocha. I had already been checking Mocha out. I had already checked out Miss Parker, and I told her about them. They got a good show going on, whatever. So before Kenya even came into the equation with this defamation and stuff, I was already on watching both of their podcasts. Okay, as well as yours, Shank. You didn't see me in your comments way back. Okay, so then um, she said something about uh wait a minute, let me see what she said. She said she asked for Vari number. I want to talk about that. Absolutely. The plan was when I got Vari, because Vari ran away multiple times. I had Vari, and I got into it with Marquita and Shannon because they didn't want me to have Vari, wanted him to come home, and I wasn't trying to send him home because of the physical abuse. Okay, it was a physical abuse, and I didn't want to send Vari home. And I had a conversation with Vari. I had a conversation with Kenya. That's the conversation I had with Kenya. Yes, she did say that Vari can come stay with her. However, Kenya has a habit of putting all her children out if they don't pay her rent. She puts her children out of her house when they don't pay her rent. I didn't want to put him in a situation where he had to deal with any of that. So that was my thing. And that's why I went on to try to do it myself or Janelle. But the problem was they needed a child inside the household to confirm the abuse. They needed a child to say, I'm afraid, I don't feel safe. And the most of the say at that point when Vari had ran away was the children that was still in the home. By them cautioning the kids around the adults, they never got that. And from there, it would have just been kidnapping or harboring a child. Okay? So I wanted to clarify that. That is why I wasn't trying to set Vari up at her house because I know how Kenya is. Now,
Yeah, that's
she
it.
went on to say that I called her because I wanted her to put the story out. That's a lie. I was already at a back and forth with them. It was solely me conversing with her about, hey, I've been at war with the house, but it is what it is. I got to do what I got to do for these children. Yes, that's my auntie Annette. I never have went against my auntie Annette until I felt this being the need to, and that was me protecting the children in the house. I did not get into it with Annette or none of them until I went on to protect the children in the house. That is when I became what they considered a op. Okay. So I just kind of wanted to make that clear. Then she said she keep trying to make it as if I didn't tell her about Naziah. And the name is Janiyah. If all three of the girls were there, why wouldn't I mention Naziah? And I'm trying to get Vari and Naziah. It just, and even, okay, forget it, Kenya. You didn't know about Naziah. You're gonna keep saying that, but you knew about the other kids. They're your family members as well. You talked to the young lady that told. She's the reason that we even knew. You talked to her mama regularly. So you didn't do anything for either one of them. And
Okay, hold on.
she can say, I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet.
I
She
don't
can
talk
say,
to him. I don't talk to Annette's sister. I do not. I had to
I
contact
wasn't done,
her
Shank.
son.
She talked to her regular.
I had to
Yes, she did.
contact her son through Facebook.
How? Let me.
Y'all gotta give each other time to speak, y'all. Y'all really
Yeah, I
do.
wasn't done. I wasn't done,
Oh,
Shank. Man, can I?
okay, hold tight, Kewana. I'm gonna let you slide in. Let me read these super stickers, y'all. I've been getting super stickers and super chats. Let me read these super stickers, y'all. Appreciate the super sticker, Tash. Humbly quiet. Have you seen this podcast? Have you seen this podcast? Says, where is Naziah? Please, is this going to help? Appreciate that super sticker, Yanni. Let me come back. They sound illiterate. Why aren't y'all looking for her? Hold tight, y'all. Got a super sticker from Gina. Super chat. Gina says, I just erased my eyebrows. This is a lot. Anita says, I have a question that's been eating at me about it, the DNA evidence. I got one from Lovely. Appreciate the super chat. Can they say one thing good about Naziah? All right, this is what I'm going to have to do for y'all. I'm going to have to give y'all each 5 minutes. All right, but before I let you come back in, Kewana, I got to ask y'all, and I need for both of y'all to answer this question. Do y'all think that y'all two can put y'all differences aside?
Never.
Okay, what about you, Kewana?
Oh, I wasn't talking to you. My apology.
No. I asked, do y'all think y'all can put y'all differences aside for the justice of Naziah? Kenya says never. What about you, Kewana?
Well, if it's about Naziah, and then if it's about the children, if that's what we focusing on. But as far as us being, acting, getting together or anything like that, I'm gonna agree with her. But when it comes to Naziah and the children, if it needed to be somebody in the middle to mediate, you know, that would make sense. Um, but of course, her energy is never. That's the energy.
What about you, Kenya? If somebody mediated, would it go well between you and Kewana?
I'm saying if Naziah is the most important thing, why is she saying never? If the kids in the house is the most important thing, why is she saying never?
What about you, Kenya?
I haven't said anything, but if it
We
comes
heard.
to
Okay.
Let me say this, y'all. Let me say this. Let me say what I see. And I still give both of y'all flowers because to me, both of y'all, along with others, both of y'all are and have been putting in footwork. I can't take that from y'all, but what I see is I just see a cat fight. I see a cat fight between ladies. Eventually, the cat fighting, it gotta stop. Eventually. And the reason why I say it gotta stop for the sake of Naziah hers. Look, let's just be honest. She was failed. But we can't stay focused in on that. That's something that the family knows. The family knows. But what has to happen is those family members that are sincere, those family members do have to come to the conclusion and say, you know what? I'm going to be the bigger one. I'm going to be the bigger person. I don't like you. I disagree with you. However, for the justice for Nazaria Harris, I have to work with you. Appreciate the super chat. Have you seen this podcast? Says, say her name, Nazaria Harris.